Namaste and welcome. I'm Linda Malcolm, and this will be a 30-minute practice cultivating our connection to our inner refuge of calm, safe, peaceful presence. So start off in your most comfortable position. That might be child's pose, or you could sit if that's not a strain for your system. I'm going to go ahead and lie on my back. Stretch myself nice and long, arms and legs, and then let everything settle and relax. Feel the breath coming and the breath going. And then send your awareness through your back body into earth. Get a sense of being supported, being grounded, and being drawn in closer so that you're safe. And then find your full diaphragmatic breath and breathe your inner body brighter, lighter, freer. Stretch your arms along the floor overhead. With soft knees, point and flex your feet. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, the face calm and spacious. And then bend your knees, give yourself a nice hug in. Flex up on your feet and press out against the resistance of your arms. Feel your sacrum and your back widen, and then use your breath to widen it still further. Place your feet evenly grounded on the floor and open your arms into your cactus. Relax your shoulders, your face, your throat, and easily, slowly, windshield wipe side to side. So that you're feeling this is creating more ease and more space as you move, you feel, and you breathe. And without any rushing at all, next time you find your knees on the right side, flex up on your feet, push into the floor, turn your head to the left, and lift and lower your chin. And then slide your left leg on top of the right. Pull both feet away from your butt. Push into the floor with the right arm, and then nod your head side to side. And feel how far into the torso, down toward the hips, maybe even into the legs, that you notice the connecting stretches and sensations. Pause wherever you're most comfortable and stretch your top leg straight, point and flex without locking your knee. And then slide your left foot on top of your right knee. Pick both knees up to the middle. You could rest this right foot or pick it up. Reach through, grab the back of your thigh or front of the shin, and then again relax your shoulders, your throat, your face. Easily feel the pull of gravity and nod your head side to side, or take any other movements and create more spacious ease through the body, through the mind. Let that right foot land, unwrap and ground your left leg, and then again stretch both legs long on the floor. Reach your arms above your head, flex your feet with soft knees, push into the floor, relax your shoulders. And then have a sense of drawing into the pit of your belly, feeling your center, the nucleus of strength, and also the center of gravity in the whole body. And then again, bend the knees, give yourself a hug, or maybe this time you take a happy baby, and you could take any movements at all. Letting the nervous system really get the message that you are safe, you are grounded, everything is spacious, easy, and unhurried. And again, put your feet nice and wide and grounded. Spread your arms, relax your shoulders, and take your windshield wiping side to side. And without any rush to get to the left side, next time you find yourself there, pause, flex your feet, push the floor, and lift and lower your chin. Relax the shoulders and chest completely. And then slide your right knee on top of the left. Pull your feet away from your butt. Rest your left hand on that outer right thigh. And nod your head side to side. Feel the pull of the head, opening up spaces between the ribs and along the spine. So the breath can get even bigger, even brighter, even more nourishing. Let your head rest wherever it's most comfortable, and then stretch your right leg straight and point and flex the foot. And breathe that whole inner body lighter, freer, more relaxed. Slide your right foot on top of the left knee. Both knees come up to center. Do what you did for a side, and invite any movements here. Anything that connects you even more into that spacious, safe, quiet inner refuge. Ground your left foot. Unwrap the right leg. Take a hold of your hamstrings. Give yourself a few rocks. Or if it's more appropriate, safer for you to roll to one side and make your way to tabletop that way. Go ahead and do that. And we set up our tabletop with wrists, elbows, shoulders lined up, knees and hips lined up. We take some spinal warming movements here. The staying centered, that drawing in the pit of the belly, melting the ribs back, that whole central channel feeling integrated, strong, but not so contracted as to feel like limiting constraint. Come to a neutral spine, or reach your right leg with the ball of the foot curled under and knees soft behind you, and rock forward and back. And feel that warming, hydrating, opening to the ankle, the calf, the knee joint. Turn your heel inward and rock forward and back, and feel how it changes the stretch, the movement. And then turn your heel out and rock forward and back. Bring the heel to vertical and float that right leg. Wrap your back body up in toward the midline. Melt the ribs in and find the center of your strength from the pit of the belly. You could stay here, or maybe you float the right arm And again, let your strength come from that center and breathe space. Maybe you bend the knee and maybe you reach back and catch the foot. Whatever shape you've got, fill it with awareness. You might take some little movements to challenge your centered, grounded presence. And then make your way back to tabletop. Invite any movements, expressions, explorations that feel really easy and fluid, like you're exploring even more that spacious, safe inner refuge. And then the left leg stretches behind you with a soft knee, rock forward and back. Keep your breath really full and cleansing. Pivot the heel in, rock forward and back, pressing into the floor just the right amount to give you that perfect traction. And then turn the heel out and rock forward and back. And then bring the heel to vertical, float your left leg, draw in on your center, soften your skin and then brighten. With big breath, make this spacious. Maybe now the right arm can stretch forward and you feel your strength, your resilience, centered, grounded, and spacious. Maybe now you bend the knee, reach back, catch the foot. And again, you could close your eyes, you could explore little movements. Knowing that you're rooted, you're centered, and you know how to hold your ground. And then bring it all back to tabletop. Flush it out with a couple more cat and cow. And curl your toes under. Give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls. And when the shoulders are nice and spacious on the back body, melt the ribs in, draw the belly in, push into your hands and float your knees just an inch off the floor. So this takes some contraction, but then breathe space. So you can do this. As you breathe, you feel the energy flow and your strength becomes fluid. Inner thighs now lift up and back, bringing you into dog pose, and you can pedal this out. When you're ready, right foot steps up to the top of your mat and into lunge and pyramid sequence at your own safe, easy pace. This feels like refuge, like sanctuary from all the rushing and striving. So easy, unhurried. Next time your knee is bent, you could put the back knee down, flatten your toes, excuse me, or keep the toes curled under. Bring both hands onto this front knee and encourage it forward. And then lift up on the pelvic floor, melt the belly and ribs back, and push a little bit more into those back toes. Close your eyes and feel grounded, centered, open-hearted and calm. You might then lift the left arm, relax your shoulders, and feel like your strength comes from that nucleus in your belly. And then maybe your right arm lifts as well. And you breathe space, root even deeper into earth. And then hands come on the floor, curl your back toes under, lift up on that knee, hold this front leg straight, and then lift up on the ball of the foot and push your heel into the floor. Wag your hips side to side. And when your hips next scoop underneath you, flatten this front foot, walk your hands forward, lift up on your left leg. You could stay here. You could take the leg out to the side, make some circles. Circle the other way if you circle. And then bring the leg back to center and land it beside the right. Lift both heels and rock back. Lift both balls of the feet. Lift both heels. Bend your knees and sit on your heels and rock your feet forward and back. Feeling those foundational feet. Waking up. Find neutral, and maybe you can lift the arms to the sky, melt the ribs back, find your center, lift up on the pelvic floor, and slow come to standing. Interlace, invert the palms, breathe your front body taller, and then sway side to side. Come back to the middle, switch the interlace of the fingers, sway side to side. Staying centered, grounded, and really spacious, safe, and calm. Come back to the middle, breathe even more space through your whole body, and then swan dive to the floor. Step the right foot back to lunge. And take your lunge pyramid. Next time this front knee is bent, put the right knee down, flatten your toes or keep them curled under. Both hands on this front knee. As you press it forward, you should notice a deeper hip flex or quad stretch, but then melt the belly back, and then maybe right arm floats, relax your shoulders, and maybe left arm floats. Find your center, melting the belly back, lifting the pelvic floor, and then find that space-making breath. Hands come to the floor. Lift your back knee, straighten your front leg, and lift up on the ball of this left foot. Wag your hips side to side. And when you next scoop the hips underneath you, pause, breathe. Flatten the foot, walk the hands forward, lift the right leg. Stay here. Maybe you can float the fingers. If you took the leg out to the side first time, you might take it out to the side and make some circles or pulses. Circle the other way. And then right foot lands beside the left. Walk forward and back. Bring the hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders up into the back body. Lift and gather on your center, and then push into the floor to come to standing. Arms reach tall. Breathe more space. Even as your feet root even deeper into earth, and then swan dive to the floor. Step the right foot back to lunge. Right hand could be on a block, or on a book, or on a can, or on the floor, and then left arm stretches. Lift up on the pelvic floor, scoop the left hip underneath you, And see if you can breathe more space into this shape. And then put this right knee down, lift up into a twisting warrior 2. Turn it into a back bend. Left hand on the left hip, right arm high, or maybe left hand can reach somewhere along the right leg. Find your center, drawing in, ground, and breathe space. And then right elbow crosses that outer left thigh. Left hand joins the right in prayer. Lift up on the back knee. Close your eyes. Are you grounded, centered, and calm? And then slow. Spin your back heel flat. Open warrior 2. Breathe your whole shape. More awake, more spacious. Grounded, centered, open-hearted, feeling this whole living moment. Reverse your warrior. And then we mill to the floor. Step back, plank. Breathe your chest wider. Lift your belly up. Melt the ribs in. Feel your strength and then root. Grounded deeper into the earth. Centered, spaciously calm. Pull your chest forward to fingertips. Lower chaturanga or knees down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. Come up on toes, bend your knees, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, fold. Hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders up into the back body. Center. Feel your center. Gather in. Soften your knees. Ground and push. Rise to stand. Arms stretched tall. And swan dive to the floor. Left leg steps back. Lunge. Twist it open. Lift up on the pelvic floor. Narrow the hip points. Breathe your heart more spacious. Feel this refuge safe, calm. And then back knee down. Pick your twist up. Close your eyes. It'll give you some good feedback how grounded you are. Use your breath to make space, make calm. And then turn it to a back bend. Right hand on the right hip, or maybe somewhere on the left leg. Can you melt the ribs in? Lift up on the pelvic floor. Feel. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. Right hand joins it in prayer. Get those arm bones back so your heart is still right, free, and spacious. And then back knee lifts. Relax. Let this be an expression of your inner refuge. And then slowly open warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Still in your center, still grounded and calm, open, present. Windmill to the floor. Step back, plank. Pretend you could lift up on your legs. See if that changes the dynamics. And pretend you could lift your arms. And then pull your chest forward. Breathe more space in your heart. Gather your center in lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Grounded. Centered. Open-hearted, safe and calm. Step through. Spin your back heel flat. Interlace your hands over your back. Lift up on the right lung. Pull your arms away from your body. Lift the pelvic floor. Push into your feet and rise up. Feel your center. Pretend you're on a paddleboard. You're centered. You're grounded. You're strong and calm. And then arms lift up, warrior one. Open warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Straighten your front leg. Stretch to triangle. Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. Take your block or your fingertips about a foot off of your right pinky toe and lift the left leg. Pretend you're flying. Let your whole physiology brighten into freedom, ease, and openness. And then lower your left hand. You're in a standing split. Step back to lunge. Pick up that right foot, knee to chest, hanging plank. Breathe space into your work. Grounded, centered, calm. Stretch back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. You might like to flip here. In your center, lift the pelvic floor, melt your ribs and belly in, and then expand, open, safe, grounded, centered. Take it to the floor, into a child pose. Let your nervous system ground. Breathe more into your back body. Feel your toes. Soften your face. When you feel refreshed, ready to move on, lift into your dog pose and pedal it out. And then left leg takes the inhale to rise. And from the base of your thumbs, push all of your bones back. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and breathe space into your pose. Square off, step through lunge. Spin your back heel flat. Interlace your hands the other way over your back. And let your arms drape up and over. Could you close your eyes here? Lift up on the belly. Lift up on the pelvic floor. And grow your legs 2 feet longer into the floor. Lift it up, warrior one with clasped hands. Right inner thigh reaches and fills that right outer heel. And then arms lift up, warrior one. Pretend you're on that paddleboard. You can feel the trees, the light, the air, this whole day pulsing with aliveness. Open warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Straighten up on your front leg. Stretch to your triangle pose. Find your center. Could you close your eyes? If you were on a paddleboard, could you still feel grounded? Ardha Chandrasana. You slide that right hand forward, left hand forward, lift your right leg. And then right hand closes down. Explore the stretches, the sensations of your standing split. And then your right foot steps back, lunge, and you pick up that left foot, knee to chest. Draw in on your center. Calm the whole system with that most resonant, cleansing breath. And then stretch your left leg back, bend the knee, open the hip. This is where you could flip if you like to flip. And then you turn it back to the floor, put your knees down, and pull back into child pose. Any movements at all, it might feel really relaxing to sway the hips side to side. When you feel ready, come up into your tabletop. Take a couple of cat and cows, just checking in with the whole system. And then sit back on your heels. Switch your hips to one side and stretch your legs forward. Take a hold of the skin and muscles of your butt and thighs. Pull back and apart. Bring the fingers behind you. Roll the shoulders. And roll the shoulders into the back body. Let the front body lift and brighten. Push your heels into the floor and feel as you ground down, really calming energy infuses the whole system. Draw in on your center, pit of the belly, melting the ribs back and see about floating the arms. Relax your shoulders. Feel the center of your strength here, not all the effort up here, but drawing in here. Like there's a little fan filling your arms right from the pit of the belly, and you're light and spacious. And then take a nice dive. Without trying to pull the upper body forward, come just to your first edge, flex your feet, and push into the floor, and see if maybe your fold gets a little bit more depth. And you could just simple lift and lower the chin. Come to rest in whatever shape that you're in. Breathe into the back body. Feel that earth right underneath you, stable, calming. And then lift up tall. Bring the soles of the feet together, far or close, you decide. Just up a couple of shoulder rolls. And when you find the arm bones in the back body, draw the skin and muscles of your back in toward one another and get taller through the front body. Feel like your heart just expands. And feel this big, opening, expanding presence. Staying spacious in the front body, come again just to that first edge. Now use your feet to push into the floor and gently allow whatever's ready to let go and open. Maybe some head movements here. And then lift up. Hands underneath the legs to support them coming into center. And then melt in on the pit of the belly and slow, slow, and spacious. So notice that place where it starts to engage on the chest, the throat, the face. Pause and instead feel your power, your strength right in the pit of the belly. And you can hold this and you relax into it. And then take it further. Maybe a little further. And then all the way to the floor. Give your knees a hug or take a happy baby. Rock a little side to side. And then we'll set up for a bridge. If you have a block, you could slip a block under your hips. Flatten your feet and ground. All the bones grounding down into earth. Draw the pelvic floor up, melt the ribs in, and then push into the floor, lift your hips. Walk your shoulders underneath you, and maybe you can clasp the hands. And now push into the floor. And even here, draw the pelvic floor in. Melt the ribs in. Narrow the hip points so you really feel the center. And then root down, root deeper into earth. Soften your face, relax your throat. And then slow, 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 let it all just gently melt into earth. Stretch long arms and legs. And take any movements that your body just naturally wants to express. Give your knees a hug again or a happy baby, whatever feels best, and any movements concurrent with that. And then feet come nice and wide, spread your arms, and take your windshield wipings, gently twisting, moving. This is the inner refuge of calm presence. Spacious, open, grounded, connected, and centered. So that you know your strength and your resourcefulness and you can trust it. And then set up for final relaxation. Getting any props or clothing you need to feel your most safe and comfortable. And bring your attention, your awareness to the breath coming and going, life pulsing through you. Let your skin relax, your muscles soften. Feel earth hogging you in closer. The body get even quieter, even softer. You really get to know this inner refuge of calm, centered presence. Whatever thoughts or circumstances arise and disperse, spacious presence stays undisturbed. away layer after layer of holding, letting go, releasing, surrendering into a fuller, safer, bigger presence. Feel this living moment all around and through you, all the energies of earth and gravity, the moving atmosphere, the air, any trees, animals, people, all of our energetic fields intersect and combine to create this great mystery of life. Expand the inner breath so your skin brightens from the inside and the whole body feels spacious and open. Bend your knees, give yourself a nice hug. Rock a little side to side if you like. In your own unhurried time, make your way into a comfortable seat. Join your hands to heart center and really feel this living moment all around. Grounding deeper into earth. Let yourself feel supported and safe. And then opening bright and wide. Feel life all around you, full of infinite possibilities. Into your heart center, you can bow your head. Namaste.